What up, guys? Welcome back. I'm pretty excited right now. As you guys know, ever since I got put in this daggum cast, I ain't been able to bow hunt. I've been toting the old cross gun for the past 2 weeks. Well, I got to thinking today, and I thought, man, there's got to be a way I can shoot that bow. Because I'm a bow hunter and I love bow hunting. So I can't grip my bow, obviously, because this thumb is in a splint, and I can't really use the palm of my hand because you get the point. I can't bend my wrist enough to grab the bow. I just can't get a grip on it. But I got to thinking, man, there's got to be a way. So I came up with this. All I did was I cut the thumb out of a old work glove that I had just to give myself some padding. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna split my hand like that and put the grip of the bow right in there and let friction pin it against my hand. And we're gonna shoot. This is at 30 yards. Bullseye. Not as accurate as I used to be. A lot of your accuracy in archery comes from this hand right here and how you hold the bow. So holding it like that, I'm definitely not super confident at long distances. But man, 30 yards and in, I'm feeling it. Plenty confident enough to go deer hunting with it. Man, I just shot a bullseye. So we're bow hunting again. I just wanted to share that with y'all. Next time you see me, I'll be in the woods somewhere. So y'all stick around, see if we can get it done with the old jerry-rigged shooting hand. Bruh, I just walked like 5 feet away from my bow to take a dump. As soon as I pulled my pants down, looked up and there's a little buck walking right at me. He was small, but still, pretty good sign. He just cruised the top of this ridge right above me. Never knew I was here. Beautiful morning, man. Well, my backpack was getting heavy, so I dropped it up there about halfway up the mountain. Decided to come in light for the rest of the way. I've covered a lot of good ground. I just come across a super fresh buck turd. Like this morning, fresh. So I kept following his trail, and then I found a fresh rub, and then here about 100 yards later I found a scrape, and it's fresh too. So I'm thinking this is a dandy of a spot. That was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. I kept following that buck's trail all the way down to the creek here. Right before I got to the creek, I thought I heard something, so I knocked an arrow. And I peeked up over, and that buck was swimming this creek. And I watched him. He wasn't spooked. He didn't know I was there, but I watched him climb that rock wall and go on up there. That was so freaking cool. How beautiful is this? Wow. After finding all that buck sign, I just been staying on this same trail. And I ain't but 50 yards from the last scrapes I found. I just jumped a giant buck. I didn't get a great look at his rack, but he was big. His body was huge. He was heavy. He ran up this mountain. And just listening to him run, you could tell it was a big, heavy deer. I mean, I caught a few glimpses of his horns. He was a mature buck. But this is one dandy of a spot. I'm pretty excited about this. I'm not going to go any further. He didn't turn inside out or anything, but he definitely got spooked and ran up there a little ways. I heard him stop. And I never heard him do anything else, so I'm going to back out real easy. Then we'll come back in here and hunt this spot either this evening or tomorrow morning. Climbing this mountain is not fun. It's going to be a lot more fun with about 60 pounds of meat on my back. Worth it though. Alright, so I went ahead and hung my stand in here where I jumped that big buck this morning. All them scrapes and rubs are about 30 yards out there, coming out of that steep slope out into this open flat. Feels like a heck of a spot. What's up, boys? We're going old school tonight with the climber. Headed back in here to the spot that I scouted yesterday morning where I jumped one of them bucks. There's a fresh scrape in there and a couple of big white oak trees that had a lot of fresh droppings under them. So it's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon and it's hot. It's almost 90 degrees, but you can't kill them if you don't go. So we're going. We're gonna try to make it happen. There's a scrape right there. Fresh doe droppings right there. That scrape's about 15 yards up there. I'm about to get in this black gum tree right here. Let's go up. Oh my gosh, dude. That was by far the most clumsy freaking topwater thing I've ever done. It just took me like 30 minutes to get in this tree. And I'm only like 8 foot up. It's hot as crap. I was being loud. But we're here. We're in the tree. I started out trying to climb that big black gum tree over there and got about 3 foot up. Realized there was a big knot that I couldn't get my climbing stand around, so I had to cut down. I walked back over here about 20 yards downhill. Got in this little white oak. But man, that was a booger. It feels like it's already almost dark. I don't know if it's just because it turned cloudy or what, but what time is it? It's 5:12. So we got an hour and a half of daylight left at least. Down here in this hole, it's probably going to get dark quicker, but anyways, boys, you never know. I was being loud. It took forever, but the sign is here. The acorns are here. You never know. Sit it out till dark. What's up, guys? It's October 25th. I'm back out here in the same mountains I was in the other day, doing another little scout day. Didn't bring my bow or anything today. I just want to cover a lot of ground and try to find the best rut sign I can find because it's warm. Deer haven't been moving just a whole lot, but we've got a cool front coming this weekend, and next week it's supposed to get back down into the 40s with some rain. So I'm expecting the deer movement to pick up a lot this weekend and into next week. So I'm just spending today covering ground. As you can see, I'm in some, just beautiful country. But the spot that I'm going to is around the base of the mountain from where I jumped that big deer the other day and found all that sign. And there's similar habitat and terrain features down on this side. So I'm going down in there. I'm expecting to find more buck sign. So we'll see what happens, but it's a booger getting in here. It's not for the faint of heart, so I'm expecting to be the only one in here, hopefully. I don't think a lot of guys are going to want to dive this far in, so we're going to do it. We're going all the way to the bottom, scout our way all the way through it, see what we can come up with. Kind of hard to see it on the camera there, but that's a bed. It's real subtle. But in these hardwood mountains, they don't necessarily bed in thickets. They bed with topography. So he can lay down right here with the wind coming over his back and he'll smell you or see you long before you ever get to him. Alright, well, I've had to cover a lot more ground than I expected to. And I haven't came across just a bunch of deer sign, but finally a couple miles in, I'm way back here. I finally just started cutting some deer sign. I'm on this bench right here. It's real steep above me, and it's super steep below me. Right here on this bench, there's this big rub, bunch of acorns, and fresh deer droppings. I'm gonna keep easing up here. I bet there's gonna be a scrape in here close. There's a deer blowing up there about 100 yards in front of me. This trail is wore out right here. Well, this is sketch. Pretty much a straight up climb right here. But there's a bunch of trees and saplings to hold on to, so I'm going up. I've almost made it to the top. Just a little bit further. Look at that view, man. Unbelievable. Better stay away from that guy. Made it to the top, boys. We're safe. If we can avoid the dang snakes the rest of the way. Alright, so I made it back to the truck and I drove to a different spot. And I'm walking this transition right here on the top of this ridge. Pines up here, hardwoods down here, big steep hill. There's an old logging road bed coming down this transition, and I've probably seen 10 scrapes already, and I ain't walked 200 yards. They're definitely hitting right here. Just jumped a doe. Just bedded right off the side of this old logging bed. Going up. See you at the top. Alright, that's going to conclude this morning's hunt. 0 deer were harmed in the making of this video. It's 9:30. Church starts in about an hour, so pack my stuff up, start hiking out. Well, I got down and started doing a little bit of scouting. Come up here to the top of the mountain where it's set in pines. It's tore up with scrapes, super fresh. The last 2 scrapes I've seen both had fresh doe droppings in them, like from this morning. They're definitely living up here on top. I think all that sign I found on the bottom is nighttime sign. I'm not sure, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. So I'm gonna come back and hunt these pines in the morning probably, if not this evening. Got him. I got him.